that seems to the public as I'm this monster.
Oh, Tory Lanez, he finally said something from jail.
What did he say? He sent us some flowers.
He waited a long time. He waited till after appeals and after he got everything, and he said,
after his pops talk, you know his pops got to talk.
Right. Now he finally said something.
Himself breaking down why he's innocent, how the system did him wrong. As a Tory Lanez supporter, as somebody who's not completely sold that Tory Lanez pulled out a gun and began firing at Megan Thee Stallion and shooting her, I'm here to tell you, man, there's too little too late. This interview is not going to move the needle, not one bit. It's probably going to hurt him more than it help him. There's nothing Tory Lanez can really do at this point, bro. I think Tory Lanez is probably going to spend, the next 6 to 7 years in prison before being deported to Canada.
And didn't he get jigged up? Didn't the dude, a bunch of times, like 14 times? Yeah, he pulled through it, punctured a lung and all that. So he's still in the so he's not
enjoying. If he didn't, it just seems so weird to not know who shot you or to be unsure. This seems like a very clear-cut, basic thing. And if this isn't true, why would you not take the stand during your trial? It's no way. Oh, man. If it were me, and I know I ain't do it, ask me whatever question you want. I ain't do it.
And I'm going to stand firm
on it. This hooker shot her. I synced it.
And I'm telling.
What the hell am I doing here?
I don't know why he did this interview. I don't know the reason why. I don't know the purpose of it. It's not going to change anything. It's people who believe Tory Lanez believe Tory Lanez. People who don't believe Tory Lanez don't believe Tory Lanez.
I've never been violent towards a woman. I would never hit a woman, let alone shoot a woman.
Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, spoke to NBC News from California.
Daystar. I thought it was Gaystar Peterson.
Right, that's what you've been saying.
My bad, son. I thought it was Gaystar Peterson.
California Men's Colony, a prison where he's 3 years into a 10-year sentence after being found guilty on 3 felony counts, including assault with a semi-automatic firearm.
There is definitely a very big misconception about me that seems to the public as I'm this monster. And I feel like I was catapulted into this poster child for the unprotection of Black women. And it's just so unlike me. And I've never really had a chance to express that. But you can look at my criminal record. I don't have one.
You do now.
You sound proper, so I don't know what.
Son, let me tell you.
Look at my criminal record, and I have none.
So, is he speaking well?
Yes, now he's been reading books.
So before,
right? What? And now he had a little Jamaican Canadian thing going on.
So let me say this, man, and I'm gonna speak on this, and then we can leave it alone. If your man Max B can come home and blow up and do extreme, Tory Lanez gonna come home. He gonna eat.
I'm sorry, man, but he should have saved this for the trial, bruh.
Right.
The only time during this entire process where you speaking up and speaking out could have made a difference was when you had the option to take that stand and look the jury in their eyes and explain to them why you're innocent. You chose not to do it. You chose not to explain yourself. You chose not to fight for yourself. Now, I don't know if it was counsel that advised you. If I'm innocent, bruh, a soul cannot advise me not to take that stand and speak out for, right? And speak up for myself. I'm sorry. Now, I don't believe that Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion. I just don't, right? I can't see it. But it's silly that you're now speaking now, right? Like, for what purpose? Like, what is this hoping to achieve? You think we haven't heard these arguments enough? Yo, these people are doing, bro, they're not doing no 30 for 30 to prove your innocence. Bro, these people is doing a news blimp, okay? It's a 5-minute interview with you, and then by tomorrow, it'll be forgotten, bro.
Why do you think he didn't take the stand?
I have no idea. Maybe it could have been some outside forces just pushing this certain agenda, because there's a lot of twists and turns to that case. Because they say there was no fingerprints found on the firearm. His fingerprints weren't found on the firearm.
I imagine it'd be a cordite or whatever, gunpowder on his hand,
right, or something.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, forensic science. So the case is shown that really he didn't pull the trigger, but why he wouldn't take the stand and defend himself or speak for it, I have no idea.
I've heard some theories that say he was trying to honor street code or whatever and not tell, which is crazy to me, especially
in Canada. There. From Canada?
For some broad.
Right. You don't even know.
One, if you were to do an interview, I would advise doing a full sit down, probably with, like, I don't know, Drink Champs, Academics, Joe Budden, and do a full sit down, bro. Doing this little blimp interview with the news, It's not going to do nothing. It's not going to go nowhere. It's actually going to hurt you. If I was you, I would have waited because he has one more left. He has one more appeal left, and that's with the Supreme Court. I would have waited for all of that to be exhausted first and then come out and speak.
I never had one. And I feel like, that connotation that I would do anything of this monstrous proportion is just, it's completely incorrect. And it's
Going multisyllabic on y'all. This monstrous proportion.
wrong.
Lanez declined to testify during his 2022 trial. Do you regret not taking the stand?
I think if I would have taken the stand, the verdict would have definitely been very different.
The rapper's legal team
Well, why
filed
ain't
an
do it?
appeal, which was
Right. What was your reasoning behind that? That's what I would like.
Yeah, what's the science
denied
behind
in
that?
November. But his team is continuing to fight, with plans to file multiple appeals next week, this time with the California Supreme Court, in one claiming newly discovered evidence that they weren't provided during Lanez's 2022 trial.
This is where I get really confused and frustrated because Tory Lanez already filed an appeal. During that appeal, we got to see exactly what Tory Lanez was disputing, and they didn't provide any new evidence. They were just arguing like specifics, minuscule things. They really weren't arguing, hey, we got new evidence that proves he's innocent. Right. We got the smoking gun. They never provided that during the first appeal. So if you didn't provide this new evidence during the first appeal, why would this appeal be different? And why didn't you provide new evidence during the first appeal? Like, take a look at exactly what Tory Lanez was disputing during the first appeal.
I went down, y'all. My bad.
What's going on, beautiful people? Today is that day.
All right, so Tory Lanez this week was denied the appeal that he put in. So he was basically trying to have his conviction overturned. He has been completing a sentence of 10 years in prison following the 2020 shooting of Megan Thee Stallion, for which he was convicted for in 2022. Now, he appealed this for many different reasons. Some to mention, he claimed that his right to testify was unfairly stopped for several reasons, including he had said that his attorneys at the time told him that like song lyrics and other damaging evidence could be used against him in cross-examination, and worried about that. He also said that the court messed up he alleged that the court messed up in his trial because they allowed prosecutors to play that recording of the interview that Megan Thee Stallion's former best friend, Kelsey Harris, did when she sat down with police and she told them that Tory shot Meg, but then remember she came into court and said she didn't recall any of that. Now, the judge...
Interesting.
That's crazy. So she came to court and was like, I don't...
So this was a 3-judge panel that made this decision. The judges basically said they don't agree with any of his arguments and that they're going to uphold this conviction. They mentioned also too, remember when he was, claiming that his former attorney Sean Hawley had done a bunch of wrong things, including allegedly not allowing him to testify. The judges say that they read an email from Sean Hawley that said that she basically had told Tory Lanez and the other attorneys on the team that she wasn't comfortable with them trying to pin the shooting on Harris, who was Megan Thee Stallion's former best friend, because of some of the evidence and things that she had saw. So she backed off the case, and a judge said that they feel like she did nothing wrong by backing off of the case and deciding that strategy wasn't right. They also say that there was nothing wrong with the court at the time allowing the jury to hear Kelsey's interview with the police, because at that time when she was subpoenaed and she came in, she was given immunity, which is why she kept claiming she didn't remember anything that happened. So the recording was admissible in court and they were allowed to play it at that point because there were some inconsistent statements that needed to be cleared up. So yeah, he'll have to complete his sentence.
Those weren't bombshells. Those were just little discrepancies, and he was trying to get off on a technicality. Technicality ain't getting a 10-year sentence overturned, bruh. Right? And and those judges, and they decided, hey, bruh, some of these things, there was some errors in court, but for the most part, these errors were very minuscule and they didn't really affect anything, so appeal denied. Now he claims there's a full-on bombshell, new evidence that they have for the Supreme Court. I really hope so. Right, for Tory Lanez's sake, I really hope so, bro.
including hundreds of pages of medical records for Megan Thee Stallion, whose real name is Megan Pete, which they allege raise questions about the fragments removed from her foot after surgery. His team argues that the fragments were not provided ahead of trial and that this was a violation of due process.
I'm not having the fragments, the little bullet pieces.
They went through her foot into the street.
Right. We watched the body cam. Initially, she said it was glass. She said she was
right. Initially, said she walked on some broke bottle.
In fact, she thought she was going to jail. She's like,
yes,
because they had got into it or whatever. She's like, "Are we going to jail?"
Didn't have that chance. Or perhaps we could have questioned the doctors differently when they were on stand to impeach them, because it does look suspicious.
But in the appeal denied in November, the court did address the fragments, ruling that the surgeon's testimony was, quote, more than sufficient to prove great bodily injury on Pete. Proving something like this on appeal is tough.
This is a really, really difficult appellate argument for defendants to prove, because they have to show if the evidence actually came into court, the jury would have found differently. It's an uphill battle, and it's something that often torpedoes any defense appellate argument.
The Los Angeles District Attorney's Office and representatives for Megan Thee Stallion have not responded to NBC News' request for comment.
I believe not only that I was wrongfully convicted, but the amount of new evidence that has emerged since that trial, I think, has been overwhelming.
But that's what I've been trying to figure out, man. What is the new evidence that have emerged? What is it, and why was it not provided during your appeal process? The appellate process was the time for you to provide all the new evidence and why you were wrongly convicted.
Like he said, during the appeal, this is when you need to disclose that information during the appeal. You say they just found it yesterday?
Yeah, just before this appeal, they found some new.
I ain't find nothing new.
That was not done. It simply was not done. So if the new evidence that you guys have, I guess it's not convincing enough to where you want to provide it to the appellate court, then what are we supposed to do with it? Right now, we've seen the website, right? Like, we've seen the videos and certain, but those videos weren't really new videos. Those videos already existed. Again, I'm not speaking from a hater perspective. I'm not speaking from a Megan Thee Stallion fan perspective. I'm speaking from somebody who supports Tory Lanez. But we keep hearing about this new evidence, new evidence, new evidence. The appellate process happened. It was rejected because no new evidence was provided. Where's the new evidence, and what are you guys planning on doing?
Right, what you got?
Because it's not going through the legal process.
What has life been like in prison for the last couple of...
Man, them knives is sharp, man. I'm trying to come uptown, man.
Going through the legal process.
What has life been like in prison for the last couple of years?
Truthfully, I've done my best to keep my head above water, but mentally, I've gone through trauma that I sometimes even struggle with, because I never imagined myself dealing with the things that I would have to deal with. I've been stabbed 17 times. I almost lost my life.
If you could say something to Megan Thee Stallion today, what would it be?
Shot you in the foot.
We try to see you. Come right.
I think that I wouldn't say something directly to her. I would like that moment to happen in person. We've both gone through a lot. There's this connotation that, like, I share this hatred for her, but I don't. I genuinely passed that. I'm at a place of healing in my life. I'm at a place of taking accountability for the things that I did wrong. And when I talk about my case, I don't want it to be taken as me coming at her, because it's not that. I'm just asking for somebody in the system to look at my case and look at the evidence and ask if this was fair.
Saying that was a mistake. There are people who are literally out here on social media who hate Megan Thee Stallion. They have a level of vitriol and animosity towards her because they believe she lied on you and got you 10 years unfairly. Now, as somebody who's serving the 10 years unfairly, as somebody who's saying that she lied on me and got me 10 years in prison, you don't hate her. You don't have animosity towards her. You don't have vitriol for her.
See her in person.
That reflects poorly on people who are sitting back and haven't made up their minds yet. People are out here rotting for you and they not doing 10 years and they hate Megan Thee Stallion and you don't hate her. Now, maybe you have to say that publicly, so I can't read too much into it. But if you don't,
right. He can't be going to talking about
And I'm gonna
just get my hand.
right now, nigga. I'm
have
so
any type of
sorry.
hatred for it, bro. I'm looking at you a little sideways here. Now, one of the funniest and most laughable things about this entire interview was when Tory Lanez and his team says they are gearing up to ask Gavin Newsom. They're officially filing to ask Gavin Newsom for a pardon. Gavin
Newsom is one of the most liberal governors.
There's no way.
Yeah, Megan Thee Stallion, and you know she part of the community. She part of the community. That's his people.
I mean, if he really didn't do it, I know he's hoping to be exonerated, not a pardon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And he trying to come home. He don't care.
Like just, I mean, yeah, of course, but
yeah, he trying to come home. Exonerated, pardon, whatever. Look, can I get out tomorrow?
Right. What I need to say.
Newsom, who's been using Megan Thee Stallion songs in multiple TikToks as of lately to get back at Nicki Minaj, that Gavin Newsom is gonna file a pardon for Tory Lanez.
Nah, go ahead.
You might as well not even waste your time even filling out that paperwork.
Right.
There's a 0% chance that Gavin Newsom is issuing a pardon, bro. He's a Megan Thee Stallion super fan.